kids, today I had a breakthrough. So the title of this video will be called Breakthrough. Why not? I had a breakthrough today. Now, previously on Michael's channel, we talked about mental illness. We talked about coming out of the closet with mental illness. Do you see those twinkling things over there? They just twinkled, two of them. That was weird, interesting. That was kind of cool. Anyway, not even like an orb, but just like a twinkle. So, twinkle, twinkle, little star. What the hell is that? Meanwhile, my breakthrough. Let's get to my breakthrough. I spent, how do I say this? I had insurance until February of 2012 and it ran out. Then suddenly I found myself without insurance and I went on the cheapest drugs possible. And I slept from about March 2012. I kind of was up a little bit until about maybe August, September. And I shut down about September of 2012 and I slept all winter long. And finally, about a month ago, I went to find some help because I was sleeping all the time and I was paying a lot of money just to stay sick and get more sick. And it was making me crazier than I already am to know that I was paying out good money to die when I should just be in a hospice program dying. And literally waiting for, I was about to stop my blood pressure medication. I was about to stop everything and just go ahead and let myself have a stroke or a heart attack and die. Because it wasn't worth me sitting here sleeping all the time, sleeping my life away. So I went to a new site. I went to a public facility that has affordable mental health care. They gave me something I had tried before, which is hard on my diabetes, but it's actually good for my brain. It's it's called the Abilify. Now, there's two different things that I've used in my mental health program to accentuate my antidepressant. Now, the best antidepressant for me has been Wellbutrin, but it was not diagnosed correctly. So at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I would crash because Wellbutrin would run out of my system. I would pee it out because of the diuretics from diabetes and all the other stuff that I have. So, and the high blood pressure. So I'd pee it out and then I'd crash at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. If Wellbutrin was given to me twice a day, it makes you feel wonderful, but it's very expensive. It's an expensive drug and they don't have a discount program. So it's about $400 a month, give or take. Month and a half, $400, which is not very affordable when you're on a fixed income. So they have, I'm on citalopram, whatever. It's a cheap drug. It's a cheap antidepressant. It's okay, but it doesn't really do the job for me. It keeps me just in a kind of a constant state of ugh. It doesn't give me a constant state of ah. It's a constant state of ugh. Not oh. But so I had this breakthrough because I went back on Abilify. They gave me about 3 weeks worth of Abilify while I'm going through a process to see if I qualify for discount Abilify, which is quite expensive. And then there's another drug which works even better for me. It's called Geodon because it has, besides it's a booster to your antidepressant, it's also anti-schizophrenic. And you sleep well on Geodon. So I used to take Geodon in the evening when I used to take Wellbutrin and Geodon, and it was a great combination for me because I slept well, I woke up refreshed, I didn't have a lot of grand mal hallucinations. I kind of just stayed on a happy, even keel. I still had hallucinations, but they weren't debilitating hallucinations that kept me guessing all day like what the hell was going on with me. So I was lucky that way. Unfortunately, Geodon on its own without insurance is like $1,000 a month, or $1,000 a month. So who the hell can afford $1,000 a month? No one. Not certainly anybody on disability or fixed income, for sure. So I'm hoping I also put in for discounted or free Geodon, and I'm hoping I get that. And I'm hoping that maybe I'll be able to eke out something with Wellbutrin. I don't know yet. We'll have to see how that works out. But in the meantime, I'm on Abilify. Now, Abilify is a little hard on the diabetes, so I have to really, really, really be careful what I eat, how much exercise I get. But what the breakthrough was, and sorry, it's 5.5 minutes into the breakthrough. The breakthrough was this. When I started taking Abilify, I slowly started waking up again. My intuition started waking up. I started seeing more things. I started getting more visits from spirits and ghosts and stuff like that. And I was so used to, after 7 months of sleeping, preparing myself to go take a nap every few hours. I would lay in bed. I'm laying in bed now, fighting, thinking to myself, I don't feel like I need to take a nap. I want to get up, but my brain is still so used to me taking a nap. It's like, well, why aren't you sleeping? And here I have all this extra energy, and I don't know what to do with it. So the breakthrough today was I tried a mega dose of coffee with my Abilify, and with some cream and some Splenda, thanks to McDonald's, which was really good. McDonald's has some great coffee, I have to say. I love McDonald's coffee. And I have my Egg McMuffin and my little hash brown thing, and that was cool. And I had a great productive day, and I have not wanted to sleep. Now, I had to give my back a rest for a little while, so I laid down, but I knew I wasn't going to sleep. And that was because I've been laying down so much, and I've been sleeping so much and doing so little physical activity that I've gotten fat and slaggy and nasty, and I really need to get up and move around because my belly has gotten too big and it's pulling on my back. So I know what's going on, and I know that this activity is going to help me. Now we're starting to see orbs. First we're seeing sparkles over there. Now we're seeing orbs everywhere. So I had this breakthrough today, and I really, really, really enjoyed the breakthrough because I spent all day. I got up early in the morning before dawn, fed the animals, got in, and before I took my medication and I felt good and I felt safe, I actually got in my car and I drove a few miles to my local McDonald's early in the morning when there's like no traffic at all on a weekend, and I got coffee and breakfast and through the drive-thru, and I drove back. Now, I called it the Egg McMuffin this morning, and there was a reason for that. The Egg McMuffin was because I was sitting behind an old pickup truck that was diesel and stinky, and it was loud. So it was smoky and loud, and so I started making McMuffin jokes, like muffler, muffin, McMuffin. Anyway, so it was funny to me in the middle of the morning. I'm stupid and insane, so I have an easy way to entertain myself. So I giggled through my little adventure of being gassed out in the drive-thru with all the fumes from this, horrible, loud diesel old pickup truck. And I'm happy to report that all day I was very productive, and I knew when to stop, take a rest, drink water, hydrate. I got a lot done. I did have hallucinations, auditory and visual, but I didn't let them get me carried away. And when I felt like I wanted to lay down for a few minutes, I realized that I was just laying down to rest my back and really nothing else. And then when I felt like I really needed to relax like I used to in the bed, I would jump in the pool, which is nice and cool. And that had a very therapeutic effect for me, which was this. Being diabetic, with my circulation getting poorer as the time goes on, sometimes my feet tend to swell when I stand up too long, and they can become painful. And especially when I work too long or walk too much or do anything, they can literally swell in my shoes and hurt. and they can turn blue. It's gross. So the cool water sends all that stuff contracting and into my lymph system and into my blood system, and sends all those toxins back in to be filtered out by my kidneys and everything, which makes me A, urinate more effectively, and B, the swelling goes down. So it's a win-win. I'm losing water weight and lowering my blood pressure at the same time, and taking away the pain of swollen feet. So this has really been a huge breakthrough, and I wanted to share it with people because even if you're on an antidepressant, sometimes you really do need a booster, whether it's a Geodon or a Abilify or whatever one of the other boosters is. Now that big squiggly thing, that I think, I don't even know what that was, but that looked weird. It looked like a big hair, but it wasn't a hair because I couldn't see it in front of me, and it was in front of me on the screen. So that's weird. Sorry for being gone, but that was important for me today, that I had this breakthrough and that I could move on through the summer, and hopefully I'm holding on because I just have a few more days of Abilify, maybe another week, and I have about 10 more days until my my next appointment, and I'll find out then if I get the discount or not. So I'm praying that, otherwise I have a few weeks of Geodon from a previous prescription. I'm going to go on, I'll just change myself to that, and then I might just slow down and shut down again and go back to sleep. I don't know. I'm at the mercy of Big Pharma on this situation. So Big Pharma, if you're listening, help! Abilify, Geodon, prefer Geodon, easier on my diabetes, makes me sleep well. I don't have the dreams that I do on Abilify. Abilify, I've got some funky dreams. And a quick shout out to the Baglioni family, who seems to be in my dreams at least 4 days a week. The whole family gets in and takes an adventure with me on a dream at least 4 days a week. I don't know what's up with that recently, but it's been about 3 months. So you all meant a lot more to me than I realized, than you realized, than anybody realized. That's all I have to say. I'll talk to you later. Have a good night.